Kelly Brook and her husband Jeremy Parisi had an amusing encounter with a major Hollywood star while out for a dog walk in London. The couple, who were strolling in North London, were surprisingly close to Daniel Craig, but failed to recognize the Bond actor. Kelly later shared the funny incident during an appearance on This Morning, where she revealed that even a passing cab driver had missed Craig, saying, "People love Jeremy more than me now." She quipped about the cab driver who stopped to greet Jeremy but ignored Craig, who was just a short distance away. Kelly and Jeremy's misadventures didn't stop there. During their stint on Race Across the World, they made headlines for accidentally checking into a motel in Brazil that turned out to be a venue for discreet encounters. Kelly recounted the mix-up to the Mirror, explaining that she mistakenly believed the motel was a standard accommodation like a Premier Inn. The realization came when they discovered it was a place where people bring their mistresses, and they even received their breakfast through a hatch. Despite their efforts, Kelly and Jeremy did not win the competition. In the final episode of the series, the race saw the four teams, Scott Mills and his husband Sam. The journey through Patagonia was grueling, with teams traversing mountains and deserts on a tight budget. Kelly and Jeremy initially led the race but were soon overtaken by Scott and Sam and Cola and Mary Ellen. The final stretch saw Cola and Mary Ellen climbing a volcano on foot due to dwindling funds, while Scott and Sam managed to be the first to reach the finish line and sign the racebook, securing their victory by a margin of 2 hours. Scott Mills expressed his elation at the win, describing the moment as speechless, and acknowledging the challenge and teamwork required. Sam echoed this sentiment, calling the win the best feeling ever. Jeff and Freddie finished third, with Kelly and Jeremy coming in just behind them.